Just a half-hour's drive from the southern areas of Greater Manchester is the gem known as the Goyt Valley. It is only really well known to visitors from the west. Yet it has everything you would want in a walk: moorland, forest, farms and water. Hidden in this valley is a wonderful lesson about our countryside, for here, 100 years ago, there was industry. Irwood Hall was the centre of a community with a 100-strong workforce in paint mill, gunpowder factory, quarry, coal mine and school. It was an isolated but friendly life, with frequent dances and parties at the hall, where the Grimshaw family held court. Many of them and their staff now lie buried just above the hall. Wars came, and the valley returned to nature. Our walk around this remarkable valley even begins in an unusual way, at 1,500 feet, on a high ridge going south to Shining Tor, the highest point in Cheshire. It drops down east through forestry, the arrows point downhill, goes north around the reservoir, home to a sailing club, and finally up through the old estate back to the high moor and car park. This is a remote point at the Pym Chair Junction, 3 miles south of Kettleshume, 4 miles east of Rayno, above Macclesfield. There is a larger car park 100 yards from the junction. Our walkers are John, Sheila, 14-year-old Jade, and Ray, remarkable himself with 2 artificial hips. As you arrive at this airy spot, you see the main ridge laid out before you, almost at your feet, without any climbing required at all. Clever, the Peak District. All you have to do is to set off east, down towards the Goyt Valley for 200 yards, and turn off the road up to the stile leading straight onto the ridge. With luck, you might also be turning out of the breeze. Your simple route now is due south over Cat's Tor to the summit, Shining Tor, a mere 300-foot climb in 2.5 miles. Just keep to the path by the wall. And it's hard to believe your luck that here, so early on, is such an easy walk with panoramic views. Soon the great wide sweep of Goyt Valley itself appears to your left. It takes one's breath away, literally. This is border country, of a kind. Cheshire to the right of the path, Derbyshire to the left. One of its many delights is its accessibility for people of any age. The price of popularity is seen here clearly, as the peaty path erodes away. But much restoration work has been done jointly by the Peak, Water and Forestry authorities, who all have interests and responsibilities in the Goyt Valley. Their chosen method? A kind of sacking, drained beneath with chippings on top. Yes, they do it here as well, when conditions are right. More and more in the Peak, people are taking to the skies as well as to the ground. When you are ridge walking, it's easy to forget to stop, to enjoy the views behind, as well as in front or above. It's nice to see how much ground you've covered so easily. So it's no surprise to reach your first objective, Shining Tor and its triangulation pillar, or trig point, carefully placed over the wall so Cheshire can claim it as its highest point, 1,834 feet. Leave Shining Tor in a straight line, southeast. Not far over the moor to your right is the Cat and Fiddle Inn, second highest in England. It's on the road between Macclesfield and Buxton, frequently snowed up in winter. In summer, this very remoteness makes the Cat and Fiddle a popular spot. After the straight half mile over a dip, cross the stone stile and turn right. In 200 yards, over the next stile, turn immediately left by the wall. To catch lunch or a drink at the inn a mile away, you would keep straight on. The path begins its long and varying descent into the upper reaches of the valley. Soon there is the first glimpse of Irwood Reservoir. Forestry adds another dimension. At a main junction of paths, keep on eastwards with the trees on your left. To shorten the walk, go through the gate and down to the road. The path soon drops into the wood. Pretty, but potentially muddy after rain. The industry of this valley a century ago is hard to imagine today. In contrast, now, special bird walks are organised to see hen harriers only a mile from this spot. Out of the wood, at a junction of tracks, turn left to head north, down into the valley. The path reassuringly firm again. A shock awaits. It's as well that the virgin River Goyt learns to love people early on in life, for it grows into the great River Mersey. The path comes down to the road at Goytsclough Quarry, now a picnic site. But 300 years ago, the departure point for one Thomas Pickford's mule trains of stone, the start of a business which became today's giant Pickford's transport firm. The narrow road is one way here, and closed on Sundays and bank holidays in summer. You can use it to cut the walk short, otherwise cross it, and head down to the picturesque bridge. Turn immediately left and head up, parallel to the road at first, climbing to cross the Bracken Moor. It's another delightfully peaceful section, shown only as a black dotted line on the map, but a good track away from the crowds. When the reservoir appears, much closer now, you know the walk is changing. You can't go down to it just yet. There's a small inlet below, and you must turn away east to go round, a diversion of nearly a mile. At the far end, cross the girder footbridge and turn to double back. Canada geese are residents here now, the reservoir providing as good a home for them as it does water for Greater Manchester. Turning right towards Bonsall Cobb, follow the field track a couple of 100 yards above the shoreline, a great contrast with the open grandeur of the moorland ridge. In 3/4 of a mile, the path heads for a fingerpost, the road, civilization, appearing in view only at the last moment. Turn left and head down towards the dam. The lower reservoir to the right, Ferny Lee, has shoreline walks right round it. The fascination of water is obvious, both here and on other waters in the national park. Our walk continues round the reservoir to begin its last phase. Follow the shore road for half a mile, then turn up to enter the estate track. The Grimshaws of old, great travellers, brought back rhododendrons from around the world and began the careful planting which exists today. The path twists and turns westward for half a mile, first to one clearing, then to another, leading to steps down and round to the hall, worth exploring on another day. Before the steps, turn right and head off northwest across the upper slopes of the estate. The superb scenery nestling here between moor and reservoir is enough to lift the tiredest soul as it climbs up, past a shrine built by the Grimshaw's Spanish governess, and finally out towards the road. This is the sting in the tail for that opening ridge walk of no effort at all. It's that kind of route, different all the way, for people who thrive on variety. It's the Goyt Valley guarantee, and you'll never wave goodbye to that.